At just 26 years old, Song Yadong, the number 7 ranked bantamweight in the world, will be entering his 13th UFC fight and his third straight UFC main event when he takes on the 15 ranked Chris Gutierrez, both riding momentum, both with a lot at stake as we head in to the 2024 year. How's it going to go? What's all on the line? The X's and O's and much more. Let's discuss. So, as I just alluded to, both these guys having momentum, both having won 4 of their last 5 fights. The only loss for Song Yadong was in his first UFC main event back in September of 2022 against Corey Sandhagen, where he did get stopped at the end of the 4th round due to a doctor stoppage. Corey banged him up real good in that one, had him sliced and diced, but he bounced back in a big way, and it hurt me a little bit because he beat my boy Ricky Simone. War Ricky, it's always been that way on this show, but he had a fantastic performance. He finished him in the 5th round in what was a pretty much flawless night for Song Yadong to bounce back off of a devastating loss to a top contender in Corey Sandhagen in what would have been around 6 months later in a main event to Ricky Simone, and then put on a masterclass performance in his own right, says all you need to know about Song Yadong and the potential that he has. He is a championship caliber fighter. I believe that he can reach the epitome of this sport. We're seeing him accomplish these things and rack off victories over, again, Ricky Simone, Marlon Moraes, Marlon Vera even. He's doing this all, and he's only 26 years old. He beat Marlon Vera 3 years ago. When he was only 23 years old, he beat the now number 1 contender who was fighting for the belt in March against Sean O'Malley. And I think he is not even in his prime yet. He's still on the outside looking in. He still has so much to learn and so much to grow and do. I do think that this man will be fighting for a title one day. He may just be holding the title. Now, he's in a division that is absolutely loaded from top to bottom. I think men's 135 pounds is the best weight class in all of mixed martial arts right now. Yes, even ahead of lightweight, in my opinion, as we are rolling into 2024. Big time spot here. This is his chance to win back-to-back main events, to continue solidifying his name, beat another seasoned veteran in Chris Gutierrez. But for Chris, having also won 4 of his last 5, the only loss was to Pedro Munoz back in April of this year. Believe he had a short notice kind of mismatch. I can't remember if he was supposed to fight someone. I think he was, and then that opponent fell through. Let me know if you remember who it was. I'm blanking on who it was supposed to be. And in stepped Haley Alatang, and Gutierrez got a very good decision victory. That was in October. He's back again. Quick turnaround now. Going to be fighting on December 9th, this Saturday. Leg kick city, some of the most deadly leg kicks there is. Very underrated power, very underrated fighter. Honestly, both these guys are supremely underrated, and I think that's what makes this fight so special. I think that's what makes it so intriguing, because you have 2 world-class top 15 guys in the best division in the sport that are underappreciated and undervalued, under everything are these 2 guys here. And this is a big opportunity for them to continue solidifying themselves, to climb the ranks, especially if you're Chris Gutierrez. You got that big spot against Frankie Edgar. You knocked him out in Madison Square Garden, put him into retirement, but then you lose that next step up against Pedro Munoz. Again, bounce back, but it was against a short notice replacement. This is the test against a top 10 opponent for Gutierrez here, facing Song Yadong. I think this is going to be very fan-friendly from start to finish. I could see it going 25 minutes. I could see someone getting put out in the first round. That's just the type of action that I feel like we're going to be dealt here from the opening bell, and that makes it very exciting to be a fight fan, to be ready to tune in to UFC Vegas 83 on Saturday night. Let me know what you guys think. Give me your predictions for this bantamweight fight. If you think it's going to be a banger, who you think's going to win, how you think they're going to get it done. If you're doing any betting action on this card. And I don't want to get out of here with just discussing the main event, because we have a pretty solid co-main event. Figure might as well hit them both at the same time for you guys. So stay tuned, because we have number 8 ranked Anthony Smith, short notice, coming in on I think 2 weeks against number 11 ranked Khalil Rountree Jr. at light heavyweight. Both of these ranked light heavyweights are coming in having both got their last victories in August of 2023, yet it feels like both of them, in terms of momentum, is so much different. For the 35-year-old Anthony Smith, he does come in off of a victory, but before that, having lost back-to-back fights against Magomed Ankalaev and Johnny Walker. Now, before that, he did have 3 straight victories, so he's kind of had these runs in his career, right, where he had the wins and losses at middleweight, came up to light heavyweight, went on a streak, got a title fight against John Jones, lost there, had a couple losses to Teixeira and Rakic, and then enters this kind of era we're in right now with Anthony. I love the Lionheart. I still think, by the way, that he should be on commentary. That is the next fighter turn commentary that I need for the UFC is Anthony Smith. But I digress. Always in fun fights. The one he just had with Ryan Spann in August was a little weird, but it got kind of crazy at certain moments as well. A lot of people just thought, including myself, that there would be a big finish, and it somehow made it to a decision where he did get the victory in a split decision over Spann, and he's now 2-0 against Superman. But it just feels like still we're at this point with Smith where how much is there left in the tank? Does he want to continue to try and climb the ranks, beat prospects, if you will, in a Khalil Rountree? I know Khalil's been around for a little bit. He's 33, but he's absolutely surging right now. We're going to get into that. Does he want to keep having matchups like this? I mean, hey, maybe he took this on 2 weeks' notice. Maybe he is about it. He wants to try one final time to get in to title contention. But I will tell you that it will not come easy. As I just said, how Khalil Rountree is surging. Not only is he surging, this is the best Khalil Rountree that we've ever seen. He's won 4 straight fights, 3 of them by finish, some of them in just absolutely brutal fashion. He had an oblique kick victory over Modestas Buskauskas that blew out his knee completely. He had a body kick finish against Carl Roberson. He knocked out Chris Daukaus just sensationally, truthfully, back in August. My goodness, he spoiled the light heavyweight debut, as a matter of fact, of Chris Daukaus. Rountree is a powerhouse. He is so dangerous. And traditionally, historically, Anthony Smith is a very durable guy. Again, just see the fight that he had with Ryan Spann, where I thought there were moments in that fight that it looked like he didn't want to be there anymore when he had been hit to the body, but he stuck through it and got a victory. This is going to be a good fight. I think this is a very much earned opportunity for Khalil Rountree. He was supposed to fight, I believe, number 14 or number 15 ranked Azamat Murzakanov. He fell through because it was supposed to be last week's card, fell through to injury. This is a much bigger opportunity. Not only is he fighting someone up in the rankings at number 8 now with Anthony, but someone with a much bigger name who's fought for a title, who has the respect of a lot of fans and fighters. Seems like, by the way, a lot of fans hate on Anthony Smith. Noah and I never really quite understood that. So just explain to me if there is a really specific reason you hate Anthony Smith. But I think this is going to be a good fight and a big opportunity for Khalil to really tell people like, hey, yeah, I've been getting knockouts, but against people on the outside looking in. But he did beat even Dustin Jacoby. I know that's the lone fight of this win streak that went the distance. Dustin Jacoby is a good win to have on your resume here. So he was in a spot at one point where in January of 2021, he lost and was at a point where he had lost 3 out of 4 fights. And now he is in the best spot of his career, in the prime years of his career at 33 years old. He wins here against Anthony Smith. He really launches himself into contender status in a spot where he could be 1 or 2 wins away from a title shot. And I think that's a spot where a lot of people once thought he could never get to. And I think even for Khalil, he was once in that space. He's had the discussions of his mental health struggles and the battles that he's had with this sport and with his life. And he has really just made a switch. And I think it is showing right now in his career. And if he makes it 5 in a row against Anthony Smith, what a story it would be. So that's it for the main event. Number 7 ranked Song Yadong versus number 15 Chris Gutierrez, bantamweight banger for 5 rounds, or as long as it lasts. And number 8 ranked Anthony Smith, number 11 ranked light heavyweight Khalil Rountree in the co-main event. It's a very good back-to-back spot. Wanted to pair them together here for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new so you never miss fight breakdowns, recaps, MMA news, and fight announcements. And let me know your predictions in the comments below as well. Who do you think is going to win the main event? Who do you think is going to win the co-main event? And let me know your thoughts on the rest of the card as well. And I'll see you guys this weekend when we recap the fights.